The Christmas Pig, written by J.K. Rowling, illustrated by Jim Field. Chapter 7. Not Jack's Dad. Jack knew that Brandon, like Mom, had been married before, and that he had a daughter. Some weekends, Brandon didn't see Mom because his daughter came to stay with him and he was busy doing things with her. One day, Mom announced that the four of them were going to go to the cinema together. Mom, Jack, Brandon, and his daughter, Holly. "Holly?" said Jack. And sure enough, there she was. Holly Macaulay, taller than ever now and much older looking than Jack remembered. There was another change too. Though he was so pleased to see Holly, she didn't seem very pleased to see Jack. She was polite to Mom, but when Mom asked her about her gymnastics, Holly only said yes and no. She wouldn't let Mom help her with anything. And when Mom asked her if she wanted to go to the bathroom, she said she was old enough to go by herself. Thanks very much. Jack didn't like Holly being rude to his mom. It was the first time he'd ever seen Holly be nasty to anyone. Talking it over later with DP in bed, they weren't really talking, of course, but it came to the same thing because DP understood everything Jack thought. Jack supposed that Holly found it odd to see her dad with another lady. All the same, his mom was lonely. Holly shouldn't talk to her like that. Nearly a year after Brandon had taught Jack to skim stones over the water, Mom said that she had something to tell Jack. She looked nervous. She was hiding her left hand in her lap. "Brandon has asked me to marry him," she said. "Oh," said Jack. He thought for a bit. "Will he come and live with us?" "Yes," said Mom, still looking nervous. "Do you mind, Jack?" Jack liked Brandon a lot better now. Brandon had taught him to play checkers and helped him with his homework. All the same, he didn't see why they couldn't keep things as they were. "Will I have to call him Dad?" "No," said Mom. "Your dad is Dad. You can keep calling Brandon, Brandon." "Do Gran and Grandpa know?" asked Jack. He secretly hoped Gran and Grandpa might not be happy about it. But Mom said that they liked Brandon very much and were glad. "Will Holly be my sister?" "Your stepsister," said Mom. "You like Holly, don't you?" "Yes," said Jack. It was sort of true. He'd never forgotten how kind Holly had been to him when he'd first come to school. Sometimes she was a lot of fun, but at other times she could be sharp and sarcastic. Mom said it was because she was a teenager. Mom and Brandon got married in a registry office in late summer. Jack had to wear a suit because he was the ring bearer. Holly was bridesmaid and wore a blue dress with cornflowers in her long hair. Afterward, they all went to a restaurant. Brandon's mom and dad came. They were very kind to Jack and got on well with Gran and Grandpa. Everybody seemed happy, although Holly didn't talk much. "She's got a big competition next week," said Brandon, putting his arm around Holly in her bridesmaid's dress. "We're all going to go and cheer her on." "Who's we?" asked Holly. "Judy and Jack could come too," said Brandon. Judy was Jack's mom's name. "I don't want them to come," said Holly. Her eyes had filled with tears. "I want you to come on your own like always." There was a little silence at the table, and then everybody talked loudly at once. Much later in the evening, one of Brandon's friends played the piano, and the grown-ups danced. Jack felt sleepy. He wanted his bed and DP. Then Holly sat down beside him at the table. She spoke in a low, fierce voice. "He's not your dad," she said. "He's mine. Just because he lives with you doesn't make him your dad. Understand?" Holly's expression scared Jack a bit. "Yes," he said. "I understand."